Testing, testing, testing.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you.
All right, I got my camera off because I'm driving, as you know, and so anyway, I'm here. Let me know when I need to chime in, okay?
We'll do that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The plan right now, though, Vice Chair Holmes is gonna take it, or do I need to say any opening comments or anything?
If you want to open the meeting and say that you have asked the vice chair to run the meeting because you're driving, then
Mhm.
I think that covers everything.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. It is a few minutes after 7. We apologize for the little delay while we were making sure that everyone who was trying to get into the meeting could be admitted. And we still have a few people joining here and there. I'm going to turn it over to our chairman, and then we will proceed from there. Mr. Chairman?
Thank you, Christine. Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, so I'm driving right now, actually. So I'm actually gonna, first of all, we're gonna convene the meeting now, as you heard Miss Christine say. So 7:03, and I'm gonna turn the gavel over to my vice chair, Vice Chair Holmes, and she's gonna take the meeting from here. It's all yours, ma'am.
Okay. I I'm having to do this on my phone because my iPad will not work with this right now. So I'm having trouble. I cannot see everyone. Now I can. All right. I think I can do it. Okay. So thank you all. Please bear with me. We had this all planned out beautifully, and then at the last minute, my my iPad isn't working right. So I will call this meeting to order at 7:04. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
Okay, great. And I'm going to introduce Byron Lloyd, the Director of Safety and Security, for the monthly safety message.
Yes, thank you so much. With the impending weather coming, I just wanted to give you all a couple tips on kind of piggybacking on last month, where you should make sure you give yourself enough travel time to avoid rushing on roads and into buildings. Please immediately, if you're at your building, report any icy or unsafe conditions. Also, with the holidays coming up, please do not overload your power strips with any heaters or holiday lights. I know sometimes we get a little bit outrageous with that and we want to plug up, but just be mindful of that. Also, during the holidays is the best time for and the worst time for us, but for potential phishing emails and fake packages notifications. So please remember what we talked about back in October with cyber awareness, to make sure not to click on unsafe and unfamiliar links and share login information. And then the last thing is because it gets dark early, just be mindful of animals, pedestrians, things like that, in parking lots and on the street. And if you're leaving work late, please make sure you walk out with a coworker to avoid any issues. Thank you all, and have a great night.
Thank you, Mr. Lloyd. We all appreciate all the safety messages, and they are extremely relevant this evening. All right, if you all would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, we're going to do that even though we're virtual. I guess I will lead. I pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag
of the United States
States of America
and to the
and to the
republic for which
it stands,
one
one
nation
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
and
justice
justice for all.
for all.
Thank you. All right, Christine, I'm going to ask you to please take a roll call.
Yes, Victor Angry,
Here.
Andrea Bailey, Kenny Bodie, Margaret Franklin. I know Margaret Franklin was just joining us just as we started doing roll call, so I'll circle back to her.
Okay.
Tom Gordy, Deshandra Jefferson, Karen Mills,
Here.
Idris O'Connor, Kimberly Short, George Stewart,
Here.
Here.
Yesley Vega, Tanisha Allen,
Here.
Dr. Pamela Young,
Present.
Meg Bumke, Daryl English, Ralph Smith,
Here.
Sonia Vasquez Luna,
Presente.
Daryl Moore, Alana Mensing,
Here.
Janin Holmes,
Here.
Will McIntosh, Deborah Frazier,
Here.
Lori Hayes, Jacob Lane, Kevin Marshall, Tiffany Robinson, Sarah Hussein.
Here.
Rosia Henson Jr.,
Here.
Josh Thomas,
Here.
Jeremy McPike.
Here.
And is Margaret Franklin with us?
I'm here. Thank you.
Madam Chair, we do have a quorum.
Thank you. And thank you all for being here. Next, we have approval of the agenda. And because I can't see you all, if you all make the motion, please say your name. And if you second, also please say your name, because that will make it easier for all of us. So I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve, Pamela Young.
Thank you.
Second, Ralph Smith.
Okay, so we have a motion by Pamela Young and a second by Ralph Smith. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Any abstentions?
Madam Chair, did I hear one person vote no on the agenda? If so, would that person please identify themselves? Maybe I misheard.
Yeah, I think it was a late aye.
Oh, okay.
I think so too. That's what I heard. It was kind of like a glitchy eye.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, okay, so motion passes. Our next item is the action item to authorize a closed set meeting.
Wait,
I'm
no, next is approval of the minutes from our November 6th meeting.
Okay,
Item 5, approval of the minutes.
yeah, I don't know, that one didn't, oh, I'm so sorry.
I think you printed double-sided and you went to page 3 instead of page 2.
You're very kind. Yes, indeed. Okay, so next we have approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the PRTC minutes from November 6th, 2025?
Ralph Smith, Chairman Holmes, I recommend approval of the minutes, November 6th.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Do I have a second?
Deborah Frazier.
Thank you. We have a move by Commissioner Smith, second by Commissioner Frazier. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay,
Kenny Bodie abstains because I just joined. I don't know what we're voting on.
okay. So we have an abstention by Kenny Bodie, right? Oh, we're voting on the minutes of the PRTC meeting in November 6th.
Oh, okay. Then I'm an aye. All good.
Okay. All right. So, any abstentions, any nays? Motion carries. Okay. Now we have the VRE's Chief Executive Officer's time, and I'm going to take it over, Dallas Richards, Acting VRE CEO.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Can you hear me? A thumbs up? Any one of you? All right. Thank you. Appreciate your time. I'm happy to report our on-time performance for last month was 88%, very near our goal of 90%, compared to the same period last year, which was 75%. We're doing really well on that this past month. We have also happy to report we had a streak of 3 100% days, meaning no delayed trains within a 10-day period, which is didn't used to be rare for us, but it has been rare lately. But we're coming back and doing good things with that, with these 100% days, which are nice to see. Also, the delayed minutes are down significantly in the last month or two. Largely due our delays that we do have or continue to be largely due to train interference, congestion, if you will, on the north end of our territory mostly. But ridership, I'll happy to report also, we had ridership last month, 7,236 was the number compared to the same period last year of 6,862. Our year-to-date ridership ADR is over 9,500, largely impacted by the shutdown, of course. We did lose a lot of ridership that month, but it went up 10% overnight once the shutdown was over. So we are coming back. We've had a couple good weeks in a row for both ridership and on-time performance. I'm very pleased to report about Monday. We did something very special on Monday. We stood up a new train on the Manassas line. That was the first time VRE has added a new train on the service for more than 10 years since we added the Spotsylvania Station and the third track at Crossroads. So very excited about that. But in addition to a new train, we also opened up and started use of the Seminary Yard in Alexandria. That unlocks a lot of potential, very transformational moment for VRE and getting that into service, which is taking quite some time, a little bit of money, but a lot of time to get that up and running. And I just want to, note that for our staff and others that were big contributors to that effort. A couple of more social items, if you will, on Saturday. This Saturday, we'll be celebrating the Scottish Walk in Alexandria. Maybe you can come out and join us. We'd love to have you. And then, of course, Santa trains are just around the corner, at December 13th on that Saturday. So we'd love to see you out with our riders, and the kids love Santa and kids love the train. So come enjoy. That is my report. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Richards. All right. So we have action items. Are you going to explain the action items 6.2 to 6.5? You have that now.
I can do that quickly. I can walk through them if you go back up a slide so I can see. Yeah. Obviously let me jump in now, and I should disclose, I'm in the room in MVTC headquarters with Min Chow, Joe Schwartz, and Mark Schofield. And here at the office, if you have any questions about any of these particular matters we might need to address, they are here with me. The 6.2 is accept and authorize a distribution of the VRE 2025 annual, the ACFR, our comprehensive financial report, approved by the board. Very successful report, I will add. 6.3 is authorization to submit a grant application for the Broad Run Lead design phase to I-66 Commuter Choice 2728 funding program. Again, a very important project to us on the Manassas line that opens that is for key to opening service, additional service there. 6.4 is to approve the 2026 legislative agenda, also approved by our board last month. Very excited for that moving forward. If you have any questions, again, Joe is in the room with me. And then next one, 6.5, I believe, is the Keolis Rail Services for train operations, our O&M contract. I'm very excited to come to the completion of this very large, very monumental service, this procurement that we've been working on for quite some time. And finally, 6.6, authorization for closed meetings. So I'll move for 1 through 5 with you here, or 2 through 5, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion to approve action items 6.2 through 6.5?
So moved, Madam Vice Chair Kenny Bodie.
Thank you, Mr. Bodie.
Second, Ralph Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And any abstentions?
Abstain from 6.3 and 6.4. This is Sarah Hussein from DRPT.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, motion passes. And we are moving, even with the abstentions. So we are now moving on to action item 6.6. So Ms. Pandak.
Yes, Madam Vice Chair, the motion is for the commission to convene in closed meeting for discussions regarding a prospective candidate for commission employment pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A1. And we'll need a motion, a second, and a roll call vote.
So moved, Madam Chair. This is Roja.
Second, Dr. Young.
Okay.
I'm sorry, who made the motion? Was it Delegate Henson?
Delegate.
It was.
Okay.
And second.
Okay. Yes, and the second was Dr. Young?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And going into our roll call vote, Victor Angry?
Aye.
Kenny Bodie?
Aye.
Margaret Franklin?
Aye.
Karen Mills?
Aye.
George Stewart?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tanisha Allen,
Aye.
Dr. Pamela Young,
I agree.
Ralph Smith, Commissioner Smith, do you have a vote for going into closed meeting?
I will vote, my thumb froze. I'm sorry. It's aye.
Thank you. Alana Mensing,
Aye.
Shannon Holmes,
Aye.
Deborah Frazier,
Aye.
Sarah Hussein,
Aye.
Rosia Henson Jr.,
Aye.
Josh Thomas,
Aye.
and Jeremy McPike.
Aye.
Thank you. We're going to open the breakout room, and you will be moved into the closed meeting in the breakout room. Okay, Madam Chair, I believe that the breakout room has closed and everyone should be back in our regular meeting. So we would be ready for item 6.7 for Sharon to read the resolution certifying the closed meeting.
Madam Chair, I will not read the whole resolution, but you have it in front of you to certify that you only discussed in closed meeting those matters for which you appropriately went into closed meeting.
Motion to certify, Madam Vice Chair.
Do I have a second?
Second. I don't think you
Okay.
need a second.
I don't know, but we do need a roll call vote.
Yeah.
Victor Angry, roll call vote. Victor Angry,
Aye. Aye.
thank you. Kenny Bodie,
Aye.
Margaret Franklin. I believe she left the meeting. I don't see her listed anymore as one of our participants.
I saw that it said that she had left at 7:34, just in case you need that.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Karen Mills,
Yes.
George Stewart,
Aye.
Tanisha Allen,
Aye.
Dr. Pamela Young,
I agree.
Ralph Smith. I'm sorry, I didn't hear a response from Ralph Smith.
Oh, yes, I thought I said it. Yes.
Thank you. Alana Mensing,
Yes.
Janin Holmes,
Yes.
Deborah Frazier,
Aye.
Sarah Hussein,
Aye.
Roja Henson Jr.,
Aye.
Josh Thomas,
Aye.
and Jeremy McPike. Senator McPike, I didn't hear a response from you. And it appears that he has left the meeting. I don't see him listed as one of our participants anymore.
Was he in the closed meeting?
He was until the very end of the closed meeting. He was present until the end of the closed meeting. Yes.
Can you text him or send him an email, ask him if he can certify?
I will do that. Thank you, Sharon. Do we need to do that right now or can we move on?
If you could do it right now, you can take the next, we'll hold that vote open.
Okay.
And then, Madam Vice Chair, in the interim, you can go on to the next item and just come back to that vote.
Okay. All right. Well, the new action item is the resolution to hire the VRE CEO.
Hey, bro.
Can we?
Hey, they need your vote to close it out. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, maybe if we can wait on that, because
Madam Vice Chair,
Yes.
this is Delegate Hinton. I just text Franklin to log back in so she can certify.
oh, thank you.
By any chance, do you have Delegate
Senator
or Senator
McPike.
McPike's number?
Hey, I'm talking to Jeremy right now. He's actually on speakerphone. So he can give you a yes vote now.
Yeah, I called him and texted him also.
Hey, Senator Pike, you want to go ahead and talk? There we go. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Okay, you say something.
Senator McPike, can you certify closed meeting, please?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, my work here is done.
I see Commissioner Franklin is on.
Okay, all
Commissioner
right.
Franklin, can you certify closed meeting, please?
Can I just say aye?
Yes,
Yes.
Aye.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we can move on, Madam Vice Chair.
Okay, so we have a resolution to hire, and it says here that Commissioner Bailey would read it. So, but I'm just going to say we have a resolution to hire the VRE CEO. Do we need any other language than that?
You have the entire resolution in your package, and I believe that the public has it as well. Is that correct? Ms. Rodrigo, or do we need to?
No, it has not been made public.
If you could summarize it, Vice Chair, and then it will be made public as soon as there's a vote.
So that would be swell, except I can't do that from my phone. Does anybody else, can
I'm
anybody else
sorry.
read it from, if they have the electronic packet in front of them? Because I just printed it out. Let me just see.
I apologize. I can't read it because I'm driving.
And
Well, absolutely don't.
I will
Safety
have-
first.
No.
Sorry.
I've got it.
Thank you.
What am I reading though? The whole page?
Yeah.
If you could read the resolved, it's a resolution to approve the employment of Ms. Cho as executive CEO of VRE, but if you can read the resolve, that would be fine.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought I had it. One second.
I believe in you.
I'm calling it up right now.
Okay. Sorry. It's okay.
Oh wait, I can.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay.
Now therefore be it resolved that, well, do you want me to start there, Sharon, or should I start with
Yes,
the
that would be
recruitment?
fine. Just if you would
Okay.
just do it there and make the resolution immediately available.
Now therefore be it resolved that the Potomac and Rappahannock Transportation Commission hereby appoints Katie Cho as the Virginia Railway Express Chief Executive Officer, effective upon action by each of the commissions and execution of the aforesaid employment agreement by the commissions and Ms. Cho. And be it further resolved that the Potomac and Rappahannock Transportation Commission hereby approves the employment agreement and authorizes the chair to execute it on behalf of the commission.
I move as just quoted by Christine Rodrigo.
Okay, that was Commissioner Bodie, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Dr. Young, was that you?
Karen Mills.
Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. I can't see. So, and seconded by Commissioner Mills. Any commenting? I for one will comment that I'm very excited about this, and I'm looking forward to working with Ms. Cho in the future. All right.
And so we need an all
in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Sarah Hussein, DRPT.
Did you abstain? Okay, thank you.
Sorry, yes, abstain.
Okay, thank you. Noted. All right, then motion passes. Congratulations, Ms. Cho. All right, then we have, do we have 6.8, like the VRE information items?
Those information items are just that. They are information items for the commissioners to peruse at their leisure.
Right. I was like, I thought we did that. Okay, great. Then I'm going to introduce Mike Garber, the partner with PB Mayors, to provide information about our FY25 audit. Mr. Garber, take it away.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you for giving me just a few minutes this evening. I believe everyone has had the financials and all of the other letters provided to you ahead of time. So if you have any questions, please jump in at any point. I will just give a real quick overview. Obviously, we have finished the audit. I should say we finished 99% of the audit. As you're all well aware, the Office of Management and Budget did not release the compliance supplement very timely this year. So we were not able to finish our single audit work, which usually we're presenting all of this now. They did finally release it last week. So very timely for us to work on June 30 work, getting that in the end of November. And I actually think we may have issued that report either yesterday or today. So it is It has been issued, but it has not been provided for you all to review. But I will say on your single audit report, it is a clean report. There were no findings and things of that nature. But again, I do realize that you haven't had a chance to see that. So when it is provided to you, if you have any questions, just reach out to us. We're happy to answer anything that you may have. In discussion for the financial statements themselves, we have issued an unmodified opinion, which is good. That's the clean one. That's the one you're looking for. Also, in the back of that document, there's another report that we issued on internal control and compliance. That report is also clean with no findings. So all around good report for the financial statements, internal controls, and compliance for PRTC. We did implement 2 new GASB standards this year. They did not have any type of impact on the financial statements themselves. Some very minor changes to disclosures having to do with our accrued vacation and things of that nature, but very minor. But we did successfully get both of those new standards implemented this year. I believe we also provided you with a management letter with a couple recommendations there. They were fairly long, so like our resolutions, I'm not going to read them to you. But there were a couple suggestions. One had to do with the guidance for grants and agreements for your single audit and your federal dollars. So we had some recommendations there. And then we also had a recommendation concerning just an updated review to your ERP system. And I think that we just thought it might be time to once again do maybe a deeper dive than what we do during our audit process into that ERP system. So those were the 2 more significant suggestions we had that we've relayed to you in the management letter. I am happy to report that when we performed our procedures, we did not have any audit adjustments or past adjustments. So everything that we asked for, observations, inquiries, all of our work, everything was provided to us timely, complete, and accurate. And so just wanted to make sure I brought that up as well. I believe that is the majority, if not everything, that I wanted to go over here with you all this evening. But I am happy to answer any questions or address any comments that you may have.
Great. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Garber? Thank you for your presentation.
Sure. Thank you all. Appreciate the time.
Okay. Looks like you don't have any questions. Okay. So then we have an action item, authorization to accept the Potomac and Rappahannock Transportation Commission fiscal year 2025 audited financial statements and required communication with those charged with governance. Do I have a motion?
So moved, Madam Vice Chair.
So that was Commissioner Bodie.
Second,
All right, who is the second?
George Stewart.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Stewart. So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any nays? Any abstentions? Okay, the motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Garber. Okay, next we have public comment time. I believe Ms. Rodrigo sent a letter out to all of us this evening. Do we have any other public comments?
No other comments were submitted. That was, our deadline was 5 p.m. and that was the one comment that was submitted before that time.
Okay. Then next is the consent agenda. Does anybody want to remove anything from the consent agenda? Okay, then may I have a motion, please?
So moved. Kenny Bodie.
Do I have a second?
Second,
Who is the second?
George Stewart.
Sorry, George Stewart. I just don't have you on my screen. So
Gotcha.
I promise it's nothing personal. So
She knows my voice all too well. She doesn't know yours yet, George.
right. Don't, George. I apologize. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions?
This is Sarah who's saying I'm going to abstain from 9.3.
Okay,
Thank you.
noted. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner Hussein. And that motion passes. Next, we have executive director's time. Dr. Schneider, take it away.
All right, thank you very much. I know we've got a lot of other items to cover, so I'll be direct on one of these items. Preliminary average daily commute express ridership for November increased 16% from October, largely due to the government shutdown ending. And just a refresher, we had about a 30% drop during October as a direct result of the federal shutdown. November itself is also a historically low ridership month. We do have the federal holiday in the middle and at the end of the month, but we still saw an increased ridership base with more people going back to their office. I-66 corridor ridership was over 25,000, Horner Road 15,000. Stonebridge, we only have the one commuter route there, all the way up to 2,800, so that continues to grow. And the southern commuter routes carried about 22,000. Very exciting news is that after months and months of working with the data center contractors near the university lot, they have tentatively agreed to run shuttles for the furthest end of the lot to allow our commuters to have closer access to the bus stops. We had no statutory or regulatory control, so it's just been talking with and working on that, and really impressed, and credit to our staff for not giving up and continuing to make contact and working through this process. Local ridership, preliminary local daily ridership, we saw a decrease of about 9% from October, which makes sense. The local routes didn't see the same level of ridership loss as we saw with the commuter routes, because we do have services that operate on the Metro Express to Tysons and Springfield, so they were impacted as well. We have the typical seasonal decline this time of year between school, federal holidays, and there were the residual declines from the tail end of the shutdown. We still have a little bit more data to verify, but our next dashboard will have all of that vetted. Our top 3 performers for the month were Dumfries, Route 1, and Dale City, and our Western local routes carried over 6,500 passengers. That continues to be a growing ridership area. In really great news, this week we launched the Transit app officially. It's an app that anyone could have downloaded and used, but we really weren't focused on marketing and having a partnership with that. We have formally launched the partnership with the company Transit, and we've purchased Transit Royale. Royale gives you all the paid features, but we do it as a gift to our passengers. That way they have much more updated information. But what's exciting about this is we will start to layer in survey questions. And we're one of 2 Nova Transit systems that pay for the advanced features, and they can tell us information about how full is the bus. Is the bus clean? Does it smell good? Comfortable temperature? Was the bus stop clean? Is there a shelter? If yes, is that clean? So it gives us a little more real-time information. If we have a dirty shelter, we can find out about it. We can start to identify which trips start to have a little more increased overcrowding. So it just gives us a lot more real-time information, and we're very excited about doing that. It's still in rollout phase. So of course, with any rollout technology, this isn't the kind of thing that we get the pleasure of testing this and then unrolling it. Once we unroll it, because the community is already seeing this through the publicly available, what's called GTFS, which is the Google Transit feed. So while deploying it, we have to iron out the kinks. So we just don't have that pleasure of keeping it behind the curtain until rollout day. We already have thousands of passengers that are using it already, looking up our information. So this just enhances that experience for them. And especially on a night like tonight, bitter cold, dark, etc., it's really great to know you can stand inside your office vestibule, for example, and then know the bus is a minute away and walk out just in time. Really makes a difference. So proud of the staff. That is one of the goals that we had set this year. And to have that achievement this early in, we're not hanging the mission accomplished banner because we need to get really accurate on the data, making sure we have the uploads, but very exciting thing that I wanted to mention. We had 18 staff at 4 commuter lots in morning and evening over 3 days in November. And what we did is we just have bottled water, snacks, and the message to our riders was, we know it was a rough 6 weeks. Thank you. And they saw our table and ran up. Are you changing things? No, we are not. They were very happy about that. but just appreciated that we were there to say thank you to our riders. And we're going to be doing a similar appreciation event for our riders on the 17th and 18th at our Neabsco Garage Hub and the Western Hub. And we'll send reminders to all the commissioners who would like to join the meet and greet. Again, it's just focused on saying hi to our customers and saying thank you. We're awaiting confirmation, but we understand that DRPT may be following the suggestion of the Transit Service Advisory, or get my acronym backwards, Transit Service Delivery Advisory Committee, that provides feedback and information to DRPT regarding different aspects of funding, and in this instance, the Merit program. Merit is their acronym for making efficient and responsible investments in transit. We do love our government acronyms. The recommendation was made due to just some concerns about process. We had direct concerns about policy and the policy approaches. I shared with the full commission right before Thanksgiving a 6-page letter. And we really thank DRPT for listening, and we think we can be a help to the Commonwealth moving forward on the process. And I really want to, thank them, especially Zach Trogdon, the Director of Public Transportation for the state, as well as Sarah Hussein. They really listened to our concerns, understood the issues, and if we didn't have such a great partnership with DRPT, we wouldn't be able to continue to have the success we've had. And we're going to work very, very closely with them over the coming months. Hopefully, this doesn't get presented to CTB. I have started contacting CTB members and having discussions with them, shared our information. So there is an awareness of what some of the issues are. And I must recognize Lauren Gilbert, our lobbyist with Advantage Strategies. She was a massive help in the process because she was able to coordinate with other lobbyists with VML, VACO, other transit systems, VTA, and really bring a coordinated approach so we all understood each other's concerns, because it didn't need to be OmniRide versus Hampton Roads. It didn't need to be Hampton Roads versus Danville. If we all had concerns, we all wanted to talk and share information so that we could work together and figure out what solutions would look like. But she was unbelievably important and helped turn that litany of concerns. My brain looked like that meme of the string on the bulletin board of the conspiracy and all those just different ideas and how they connect. She was able to take those different ideas and turn them into a cogent document for submission to DRPT. So really want to thank her for that hard work. I did mention a few months ago that Althea Evans is retiring after almost 30 years with OmniRide. We'll do some recognition with her in January, but I did want to mention that we've hired her successor, Ms. Allison Foster. She's worked in the events and hospitality space for a number of years in Northern Virginia. Most recently is the director of marketing for Lost Boy Cider in the Alexandria area. So it's again, a hospitality, really engaging, creative approach to their pork product. So she's already joined the team, even though Althea is not leaving for basically essentially another month. We really wanted her to have her on the team to experience what it's like to see some of the different things, especially in the holiday season with winter weather, and just some experience moving through that. You'll all get to meet her soon at a commission meeting in person or at an OmniRide event, but we welcome her to the team. Another reminder is that on December 15th, we have the joint NVTC PRTC Joint Legislative Forum. A reminder, we have buses that will depart from Dale City through Horner Road that go direct to in front of that building at George Mason campus in Arlington. It's 11 days from now. We also have buses that can take you to the Blue Line or the Orange Line if you would prefer those options and you want to ride that way. And if you get there, we can always make arrangements to get you home, even if you take a commuter bus and it's mid-morning. We absolutely can get you back to your vehicle at one of the park and ride lots. If you have any questions or you want to use transit as an option, please reach out. Perrin will be your personal travel advisor. It's one of the things that he absolutely loves to do, is put together the puzzle piece of transit. If our bus route doesn't work, maybe it's a VRE to a metro connection or something like that. We'll see what we can do for you. And finally, it is snow season. Perrin even had to drop off this call because we are part of a regional weather update call to get everyone coordinated. It's our first weather of the season. So we are very closely monitoring the storm conditions. We're not expecting a lot, but we will be prepared either way. And so just note that's here. And before I ask Mr. Wingfield to give his Perculus update, are there any questions I can answer?
Madam Vice, just very quickly. Hey, Dr. Snyder, thank you for the update. I know we did have one letter for public comment time. Did you at all want to elaborate on any action items regarding that?
Yeah, so one of the big challenges we have is the Lake Ridge route. As you recall, it used to have enough volume of ridership where it had two separate routes, one that went to the Pentagon, one that went into DC. With budget restrictions and reductions, we've consolidated those. And then back in fall of or summer of 2024, we actually removed a lot of different trips. We've since been adding the trips back in, but they run about every 30 minutes. The challenge is because it's linked from Pentagon into DC, anything that goes wrong in Washington, DC affects the Pentagon side of it as well. And with service every 30 minutes, if there's bad traffic, it affects the route disproportionately. So the Lake Ridge, that route just has that concern. What we encourage people to do is if you don't have flexibility, travel to Horner Road, and that's the guidance that we've consistently given to people. There's service every 15 minutes out of the Pentagon to Horner Road. So the lot more opportunity. It's a lot more reliable because it's not linked and connected in with the DC traffic problems. Anything related to just even a couple weeks ago, the shooting that happened in Washington, D.C., that affected our routes, and that would have affected that route. Any kind of protest, any kind of motorcade, all of those kinds of things. So our feedback has been to really, if it's a reliability issue where you just don't have that flexibility, jump on that route to Horner Road. It's about 1.7 miles as the car drives, and it's time between 5 and 8 minutes, just depending on how well the lights treat you. So until we have, just quite frankly, more resources to provide more services, we're not going to be able to add any type of frequency. And frequency is the cure. When you have lots and lots of heavy congestion and traffic delays, you just need to have more units in circulation. More units in circulation, the customers don't feel that lag as much because there's always a bus coming.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to thank Bob and staff for the time out, to thank the returning customers. Some of those mornings were very cold and rainy, but I know the ridership appreciated it. So thank you, Bob and team.
Our pleasure. All right, with that, I turn the floor over to Mr. Wingfield to give the Keolis update.
Thanks, Bob. Good evening, commissioners. I hope I'm coming through clear. Bob, if you can give me a thumbs up that you hear me. Fantastic. November was a month of improved performance over October. We still have some of the same key challenges we're focusing on: recruitment and retention. In fact, I'm sitting in the Manassas office right now where we just completed our second round of union negotiations. And so looking forward to that closing out. And there is one miss that I'll address up front, which is on vehicle availability. That is tied to supply chain parts and lifts that we're expecting to have come in, but it does not have overall impact on service. As you'll see, we did really strong in terms of being able to provide 100% service in November. And so is the slide? It is up. So before you, well, let's go. There you go. Before you is of our ridership report for our micro transit service and our on-time performance, which is at target. A little less than where we were at November, the same time last year, a couple hundred passengers off. But Carl, you can go to the next slide. As discussed in the intro, in terms of missed trips, we had 0 missed trips, which hats off to the team for the work that they're doing. If they're on the call listening in, great job. Appreciate you guys. We just got to get through this month of December. Snow is right before us, and so we're looking forward to it. Next slide. I think that says 78% is really small on my screen. This is the miss I talked about. We continue to improve month over month, though, and we'll continue in that direction. And finally, this is miles between service interruptions, where we were above target. And so with that said, I'll open the floor for any questions. No questions? Thank you, everyone. Bob, back to you, or
Yes.
back to
And
Madam
with that,
Chair?
Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, excuse me, we're ready to move to the next item at your discretion.
Okay, so the next item, and thank you, Mr. Wingfield. Also, I just wanted to say, comment on Dr. Schneider's presentation, that Transit Royale, I feel like, has some kind of movie connotations, and maybe like, planes, trains, and automobiles, but you have to wear a tux, or I don't know. Anyway, I just couldn't keep that to myself. Next, we have Mr. Perella, our Chief Financial Officer, to review the FY27 proposed budget. Mr. Perella, you have the floor.
Thank you very much.
You're-
Slide, please. So, where we are in this process, this is a third month of hearing from me in a row here, and keeping with the way that we've done this recently, which has been pretty effective. Meeting with the Budget Committee. Again, just want to thank the members of the Budget Committee and those who are able to come and be a sounding board and provide input and to really help with that is I'm very grateful for that. It's nice to have those discussions in advance of these so you can tighten things up. But our budget process is basically been to go over the revenues in October, expenses in November, and now here we are in December. We will ask for action to advance the budget to the jurisdictions for consideration. This is not approval of the budget. It is simply to advance it for those additional discussions. I will go over a little bit more full schedule at the end here. But we're looking for that action here. And then the budget discussion, the structure that we've taken on again, past few years now is, we present a base budget, which is just basically a continuation of our current services. And then we provide options for service enhancements if money were to become available, as well as options for service reductions if we need to go that route to help balance the budget. And so, we will present that information here. But starting this process off with our baseline, we were initiated with about a $12.2 million deficit. When we get where we are today, we're at about a $10.2 million deficit. All very consistent with the past few years. And we'll get into some more on this deficit and what that means. But we have had increased fare collection because of ridership, and maintenance costs and things of that nature have been pretty steady. So that is very beneficial. And something that don't want to harp on it too much, but we do try to lay out reasonable expectations for the out years of our budgets. So that way, when we come to the next year, you have an idea of what we're looking to do. And what we can say is that the baseline figures that we're presenting here, where we are with this discussion, is lower than what we had proposed when we did the budget last year. So we feel like that's a good thing. We're trying to set the right expectations and be consistent with that. And we think we've done that again this time. We're pretty well in line with where we've been in the past. Next slide, please. There are some minor adjustments proposed in here, no new routes or anything, but like we've done in years past, or like we did last year, we're able to, add a little frequency here or there, or perhaps add in this case, in Manassas, some Saturday service. It's very, not I wouldn't say inexpensive, but we've been able to kind of work that in there, a couple trips and those sorts of things. So, and again, we did this last year with some Lake Ridge trips and some Dale City trips. So, whenever we can, and we can kind of keep our budget within reason and do a couple of these little tweaks, we do that. We also have fully grant funded service from Culpeper to Union Station proposed in there. That is in there, and we, grant applications look to move forward for that. But those are the things that are added in here. Again, that is 100% grant funded, so it doesn't impact the subsidy. And I think that's a key thing to point out here. Next slide. So on our operating revenue, what you'll see here is an increase in the passenger revenue. As we've discussed, ridership has improved, so we've been able to gain additional customer revenue. What you see with that is a coinciding decrease with the state grants. I like to remind everybody that a lot of the grants that we receive from the state, they are route by route funding. And the fares that are earned on those routes are credited back to the grants. And so you see, that increase partially coincides with that, as well as being credited to the jurisdictions. Roughly speaking, it's about 50-50, a little bit tilted more towards the state grant side than the local jurisdictions. And what you see here in the fiscal 27 proposed, my apologies, back one slide, Carl, that we are showing right now the deficit. So this is what the Prince William County funding based on the motor fuels tax availability, not the additional measures that we would need to take to balance the budget, similar to the past 2 years. Next slide, please. So on the operating expense side, again, very consistent with what we're doing here. But as you would expect for us, this blue line is the bus service. That's our big ticket item, if you will. But when you add the vans and the fuel in there, that's about 75% of our budget goes towards service delivery, which is really what you should expect, from an agency such as ours. But otherwise, very consistent in terms of, our agreements and things of that nature that have to increase, and projection increases in utilities and those sorts of things. Next slide, please. On the capital budget side, again, what you would probably expect from us, we're buying buses. That's a big part of what we do. We're using a lot of federal grants. I'd like to thank Prince William County. They've helped out in allocating some CMAQ funding to us that helps fund these vehicles in addition to some other sources of federal funding. But we are looking to buy 5 commuter buses, 6 local buses, and then 4 paratransit microtransit vans. We also have some bus shelter work that we're looking to take on, and as well as some facilities work. You may recall from our prior couple of months, we talked about the facility is aging. We do expect to have more work to be done on this building to keep it in a state of good repair. We did do a facilities condition assessment, which will help really create a roadmap for us over the next 5 or so years of the things that we should be looking to do. As well as we know, in the out years of this plan, in the year 5-6 range of this, 5 or 6 years from now, we have a 37 bus order. So 37 vehicles that were purchased at one time that we're looking to develop a strategy for replacement. But we just like to, mention that because it is a significant thing for us, and we will be establishing some strategies on that. Next slide, please. So on the jurisdictional subsidy, we always like to highlight this. This is obviously what's one of the very important pieces. You'll see here the Prince William County number in this particular slide. It does assume that they are funding the $10.2 million deficit. We'll get into that a little bit more later on. But what you can see basically is where we budgeted, what the 27 baseline was when we started this process, really with last year's budget, and then where we are with our proposed budget right now. So, we're again glad to be able to meet expectations and still provide the same service levels. Slide, please. So on the Prince William County subsidy breakout in particular, we just want to sort of show what was done in fiscal 26 and then, how it was to help balance the budget. We use the fuel tax earnings, any carryover we get. But Prince William County did come through with the grantor's tax and the transient occupancy tax to help balance the budget last year. They used those same 2 fund sources to balance the fiscal 25 budget for us as well. And the numbers are very comparable. It was about $10 million in fiscal 25, about 9.5 or so in fiscal 26, and our current deficit is about 10.2. So all, relatively consistent. When we started this process, we had projecting about $17.6 million from the earnings. We have our carryover figure, but we're not being presumptuous about, what fund sources, if any, may come from Prince William County to help balance the budget at this point. And then we will continue to monitor, fuels tax earnings and projections with the state. We get those numbers directly from the state. And, as those change, we will as well. So if motor fuels tax start doing much better, you can change your projections, but those are all things we would sort out, over the next few months. Slide, please. And so if we did need to get to a position where we were reducing services in order to balance the budget, I'd just like to walk everybody through this again. We do this, past couple of years in terms of just how we lay it out, but just Perhaps the commission might change the way it prioritized, but the way they have in the past is that we have 3 boxes. The first box here is 100% grant-funded commuter services. The commission has chose not to prioritize those for reductions when we needed to balance the budget because it doesn't save the commission any money because those are 100% grant-funded routes. Slide, please. This next grouping is 100% locally funded local services. So what these tend to be is our lifeline services where folks do not have alternatives. This is for medical appointments, retail, jobs, those sorts of things. Again, the commission has chosen in the past, to not prioritize these for potential reductions should we need to get there, recognizing the lifeline nature of those services. Though there would be savings, were there to be reductions there. But again, the commission chose not to do that, because of the lifeline nature of those services. Next slide, please. And so in the past, when we've had to focus in on potentially reducing services to balance the budget, this is where the commission has chose to focus its attention. These are, commuter routes that have both local and state funding, mostly local funding. And the reason, for prioritizing these, the commission has, as opposed to say the local routes, I think Bob touched on this a little bit, where perhaps you could, 5 to 8 minutes, you might be able to get to Horner Road, right, from a different park and ride lot. And so I think the idea here is that while it could be an inconvenience, and there's no question that could be the case, if we had to make a reduction here, we could do it in such a way potentially where maybe it wouldn't be as harmful, where they could perhaps a customer could drive to a different park and ride lot in order to make their ride. So this is where in the past the focus has been. Again, as we move forward in this process, all that could change. I just like to share that. So we have sort of the reminder of where the thought process had been in the past, and just put a little illustration behind that. Next slide, please. And so we're calling this sort of the green line list, but these are, the next things. If money were to become available, there's a variety of things that we could look to do to enhance our services and, add new routes or really put some, significant frequency changes and such in here. Not looking to discuss these now, but we always want to be ready should that opportunity arise and make sure that we do have some plans in place. And that's, these are those plans and some of the, the next opportunities that could come our way, if funding were to allow for it. Next slide, please. So our next steps, as I mentioned, we do need, action today to forward this to the jurisdictions for consideration. Again, it is not an approval of the budget, just simply forwarding it. And then once that happens, if that happens, we work with the jurisdictional staff and the commission to put together a final product between January and April. And then we'll have a public hearing in May. And then we will bring the final budget to the commission for approval in June. And then the fiscal year begins in July, on July 1st of 26. Next slide, please. So I just would close again with, thanking commission members who were able to serve on the budget committee. We've been going over this for the past 3 months now, and I apologize if it gets a little mundane for folks, but I really do appreciate it. In particular, those who have sat 2 meetings a month on these. I can appreciate that, that you're probably ready to move on, but I want to express my gratitude for your involvement in that. And certainly any questions at this point, please send it my way.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Perella, for the very thorough presentation. Does anybody have any questions? Wow. Okay. I guess your presentation answered the questions. All right. Then next, Dr. Schneider, you're going to review the action items 12.1 and 12.2.
Yes. So Phil's presentation was not part of the actual action item. This is the action item 12.1. So, and a reminder, what we're doing is you're not approving the budget. We're just transmitting it to the jurisdictions. Staff finalizes all the information, gets it in its format for the 6 jurisdictions, and we get that transmitted so that as each of the jurisdictions builds their budget, they're able to work through that, and then we go through your local process as outlined on the last slide that Phil had. The second item is 12.2. It is the legislative agenda. And so these can have separate discussion, but one of the things you can do, Madam Vice Chair, is once the discussion's done, recommendations, you can bundle them into one motion for convenience of everything. But the legislative agenda to go over really has one big issue that we're really going to be focused on, and that is the SJ 28, which is the Joint Senate House of Delegates Committee to study the long-term funding needs for Northern Virginia. And so, we don't know what the bill will look like. Obviously, I don't have the power to introduce legislation. So right now, it's our understanding that it could be Delegate Sickles or Senator Eben could put in identical bills, separate bills. We just don't know what that will be. I'm guessing we'll really get a strong sense of that on December 15th, because by then they may have submitted, or we'll just go over what their approach and intent is. But our focus is to really address the $22 million funding gap. And we say it's a $22 million funding gap because, as you just heard in the presentation, we're already starting the year $10 million in the hole. And we right now have about $12 million in needs looking forward. And because we're going to continue to see increases, but we also want to provide more services. We want to provide more frequency on the express corridors. We want to provide more frequency on our booming local routes, and we want to start expansion so that we can really start to take in and provide service to growing areas, especially the Innovation District and the booming area of the Haymarket Gainesville corridor. So there's a lot of different things that are on that list. And so what this does is this helps us get there in terms of trying to develop some type of funding. As we understand it, and again, this is just as we understand it, the JLARC analysis has basically identified what types of tax revenues generate what type of revenue generates what amount. And a good example I've mentioned before, and I think it's a really easy, logical case to understand, a parking tax in Alexandria is way more profitable in terms of generating revenue than parking in Prince William, where I believe the only place I pay is on George Mason's campus. So we wouldn't exactly be getting a lot of revenue there where Alexandria would. So that's an example. And then what the legislation will do is identify what those different resources are. The committee included Senator Eben, I believe Delegate Sickles, but Scott Survell, Senator Boysko. So they've all approved this. There was a vote for that. They've made that approval. So now we're just waiting for what the legislation looks like. The rest of our focus is playing defense in terms of the unintended consequences of legislation. Last year there was some collective bargaining introduced. Well, we're not opposed to any of those things, but the way it was written, it had some waterfall effects that could negatively affect us. Another example was on tort reform. And in the process of tort reform, we suddenly had more exposure and liability as an unintended consequence. So just being involved and being active. Lauren Gilbert does a great job for us with Advantage Strategies. She's in Richmond. She's attending the session. She's flagging issues. I'm able to get down and attend committee sessions, talk one-on-one with legislators. I know we want to focus this year of having more of our commissioners engaged, so we'll have more opportunity for that. She and I will work on mapping out key dates for that. And then from there, the rest of the agenda has been pretty much the same for the last couple of years. We're hoping that one day we get movement on the mitigation of the loss of the HOV to HOT lanes. It's nothing we can do. It was a rule that was passed just at the tail end of the Obama administration. And as VDOT has converted HOV lanes to hot lanes, we lose some revenue. It's just one of those, again, an unintended consequence, but there's only a handful of places in the entire country where it has the effect that it does on us. And we've looked in years past for budget amendments at the federal level. Kate Matisse at NVTC has been really supportive and aggressive and worked with me on this. And we just haven't been able to get movement, but we keep it there because it's also very, very important. Plus, we want to work to maintain funding like trip incentive program out of the state, et cetera. And so those are just the highlights. The rest of the policy priorities, pretty consistent. Flexibility in remote public meetings, just like this one, things of that nature, and then continuing to collaborate with all of our fellow partners. We work very closely with DRPT, Virginia Transit Association. We talked to all of our partners and friends in Northern Virginia. What are they working on? Coordinated with NVTA, NVTC, Arlington, Alexandria, just to ensure that we are consistently working together to improve transit in the region. So with that, Madam Chair, that's the summary of the legislative agenda. I turn this over to to you and the commission to discuss, and then some type of action to move this forward as presented or as amended at the commission's discretion.
Okay. So does anybody have any comments, questions on either we went through the budget, so, and about the legislative agenda? I feel like it's really nicely summarized, in here. Plus
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Madam Vice, just very quickly, it's Kenny. Just wanted to thank Dr. Snyder and all the staff that participated on both DMV moves, but also especially SJ 28, keeping the eye on the ball of how much we tie into the Northern Virginia Transit Network. And just wanted to offer to our colleagues in the General Assembly, whatever you need from us as commissioners, whether that's testimony, getting the pulse of our residents and what they would need in order to help you advocate for us, please let us know.
It's a great point. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. In that case, we can bundle both of these items together. So do I have a motion for action item 12.1 and 12.2?
So moved.
In a second?
Second, Smith.
Okay, we have a moved by Commissioner Bodie, seconded by Commissioner Smith. Any last thoughts, questions? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? And any abstentions?
Sarah Hussein, I'm going to abstain from both items. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Noted. Okay, then motion passes. Next, we have the chairperson's time. So, hey, Chair, you have anything you want to say? I don't know, Victor.
I believe he dropped off.
Okay. All right. So we're going to make it vice chair time. And what I have is the election of the nominating committee for PRTC for the commission of 2026 officers and the Virginia Railway Express Operations Board 2026 member appointments. So we need one representative from each jurisdiction to serve on the nominating committee. I've volunteered to chair from Fredericksburg. Commissioner Bailey has volunteered from Prince William. Mr.
I'll
Smith.
volunteer from Stafford, sorry.
Thank you. Is that Miss Allen? Commissioner
Yeah.
Allen? All right. All right. Perfect. So we have Mr. Smith from Manassas, Daryl Moore from Manassas Park, Deborah Fraser from Spotsy. So we have Commissioner Allen from Stafford.
Thank you, Commissioner Allen, coming in clutch as always.
I love that. Thank you. Okay, and that's all we need for that, right, Christine?
That's
all
correct.
Perfect. All right, then we have any other business or commissioners' time? Would anybody like to
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Feliz Navidad, Happy New Year, all that stuff.
Ditto.
I mean, we're not going to see each other until the new year anyway. I wish everyone a safe and healthy holidays with their loved ones and use this time to reflect and rest up and come back rejuvenated in the new year with a new hope and exciting times ahead for the Commonwealth.
Chairman Holmes.
Thanks. Yes. Commissioner Smith,
Yes, I just want to let people know that tomorrow VRE will be delivering a special package, and it will deliver it on time. Personal special passenger, and it will be delivering it on time, between the hours of 5 and 7. VRE is delivering Santa Claus to the city of Manassas, and we invite everyone out. And if I can get confirmation or a head nod from Dr. Snyder, they may be able to take buses Saturday morning to our Christmas parade. Everyone is invited.
Wow.
Now, let me just clear, Dr. Snyder, I'm not putting you on the spot. Not a special bus. It's just that the buses are running.
No, we have our
route.
regular routes. We have Route 65 that'll get you straight up and down the Ashton corridor. You can enjoy Route 66. So, or 65, yeah, 65, 66. So we'll take good care of you.
I am going to use one of them myself because otherwise I have to walk an extra 2 miles. Thank you, sir. And everyone have a good holiday.
Thank you, Commissioner Smith. Anyone else? Dr. Young, it looks like you're moving forward.
Oh, yeah, look, I was just looking to see if I was open or not. Yes, I just wanted to also extend thank you, Madam Chair, for today, of course. And I want to personally thank our PRTC staff, leadership, and the regional partners for a year of hard work and collaboration, in addition to picking our newly CEO. So truly appreciate how committed you all are serving our riders and expanding on access. So yeah, across the region, I'm grateful to be part of this team and look forward to continuing the hard work next year. Wishing everyone a happy holiday season.
Thank you. All right, last call for anyone else. Okay, hearing none. I will also wish everyone happy holidays. If you don't celebrate any holidays during this time, enjoy the relaxation. I hope everybody has a restful, relaxing, safe rest of December into January. This will be my last my last meeting as your vice chair. I mean, I guess depending on how the nominating committee goes, but I very much enjoyed being vice chair, and thank you all for your grace and support when I've had to chair the meeting. So I appreciate that. And that's all December 6th, this Saturday, weather permitting, Fredericksburg is having their holiday parade, and it's holidays from around the world. So that's the theme, and it's about as cute as you can get. So if you're not busy doing something else, I say come on down to Fredericksburg. And with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bodie, seconded by Commissioner Young. We are adjourned.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank all. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Good night. Happy holidays. Good night.
Happy holidays. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.